The batteries are dead. We all know it's empty. That clock is missing its clockwork! How could you possibly? Just have a look as soon as you can. Oh! See anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says! This clock is missing its clockwork! It's quite empty! Mr. Wright! Would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar. Fat? Well, Miss Fay. Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow, he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty, as you say. It can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed? Impossible. I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who said to me, proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much! The evidence that proves the clockwork was removed is... Must go to cell phone. But I won't. What do you say about my badge? What? I don't rightly understand what that's supposed to mean. I don't rightly understand either. Uh-oh. I think I blew it. Mr. Wright, please refrain from flippant presentations of evidence in the future. Sorry, Your Honor. The evidence that proves the clockwork was removed is... Take that! Thinking of objection. Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone you got there, Mr. Wright. You have a girly phone. Wait. This isn't my phone. Listen. This is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Order! The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. The good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. My heart goes out to you, Edgeworth. Not. Let's hear the conversation. So you just wanted me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take out the clockwork out. Sorry. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. Beep. Your Honor, I think this recording makes it clear that the clockwork was already gone. And this was recorded in the morning before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock? Miss Twitchy... yeah. Let's just call her Miss Twitchy. Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. Wink. Lame. So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright? Of course I do, man! Always! The witness claims she had seen it before. But this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court! Well then, let's see it! Please produce the evidence that will prove the witness had not seen this clock. Isn't like... yeah, made by Larry Butts. Take that. It's simple. This clock was never in any store ever. What? A friend of mine made the clock. Only two exist in the world. And that the one that isn't here is in police custody. Impossible! Everything is sold in stores! I'm not even gonna comment on that. Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh! Oh? Excuses are not on sale today? Oh, man! Double burn! Oh. Nice bouncing. What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it! Die! Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm. Silly me! Did I, lose it? I guess I did. Wink. Scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Hi! Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Do I have an opinion? She's giving me a death stare. That's my opinion. Are you freaking mad? Okay, this is it! Yes, Your Honor, allow me to explain how I see the truth of this matter. Miss April May knew the weapon was a clock because you had heard about it, of course. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That is correct, Your Honor. There is no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock! And I can show you the proof!
Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence proving that the witness had heard the murder weapon was a clock.
Yeah. Want me to show you something illegal here that I found in the witness's hotel room? Take that! Have a look at this. I found this in Miss May's room.
Mr. Wright! Please explain to the court what this is!
Miss April May? You were tapping the victim, Miss Maya Fay's phone, were you not? Your Honor, this is irrelevant!
I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled! It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap.
This is outrageous! Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely! Even if that was the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Really, Edgeworth? Really? You just heard the message be played out, but you're asking it again? Can you prove that? I think not. I think so. Oh yeah, I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof.
The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is...
Well, it's the freaking phone! Duh! Take that! I present the defendant's cell phone?
Yes, we've seen that.
Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Maya, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually there's something I want you to hold for me. Again? What is it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like that statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time. Miss April May! You used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honor, this is ridiculous! Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer!
Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone?
Quit looking at me, woman.
Miss May!
Shut up! All of you! What gives you the right to look at me like that? You lawyer!
It's no fair! All of you ganging up on me like that! Oh, so I'm the bad girl, is that it? Is that it? Well, you did tap her phone. That did it! The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal the final blow. Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question!
Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippity tapping irrelevant?
Gah, she's saying exactly what Edgeworth wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant! While this court does not condone the defense's tone of speech, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder, even though you tapped her phone? Ha! I'd like to see her pull that off!
Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil grin. You were probably thinking, I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you?
Damn, she's good.
Well, you're not the first man who's thought that, and, of course, I can and will.
You can't be serious. No way!
Wait! I say wait! Oh, and I assure you I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened around at 9 at night? Well, that's when I saw him when I was getting room service from the sweet bellboy.
Room service?
Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, you know, like normal coffee, but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have regular cold coffee.
Ugh, I hate coffee. Iced coffee?
Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy.
Wink. Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. Ah! So, where does that leave us? It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, this is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Miss Maya Fay, commit the murder. No, they're going to let her just walk away? There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Well, come on, think of something. Call the bellboy! The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious there, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
I think you've sunken quite low enough already.
I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition. If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer. Thus, she is innocent. Therefore, you must accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fay. That is my condition. What? I better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise, Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? accept it. Nothing to lose. Got nothing to lose. Except for, well, everything. Well, if you didn't accept it, you would lose everything anyway, so no freaking point. Understood. I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap card.
Wait! Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand.